And we also have the writer-director, Jim Wynorski.
Illegal on eBay right now.
Say it again? Oh, it does. Never mind.
Someone is.
Yeah, I don't have one.
I threatened the guy on eBay and said, if you send me 10 shirts, I won't sue you. So he did.
So I'm wondering if you have any stories, any the background to this movie.
They hated us at the Galleria. We'd have to get in there each night around 9 o'clock, and then we had lunch at 3 in the morning, and then we shot till like 7:30 in the morning, and then went home, went to sleep, came back and did it for about 17 days. And it was a lot of fun, like walking around the mall at night, and I wore my slippers and robe, and it was like the weirdest experience. And this is a movie pre-CGI, so there's no CGI. We had to do all the robot, anything that was written that the robot had to do, we had to do it for real. And on a Roger Corman budget, that's tough. But thanks to some inserts and some good, we had some rotoscoping, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And the work of special effects guy Robert Short, who's worked on a million big films, who has been a friend of mine for a long time. He came in and did the robots for us and did a fantastic job. And it was a lot of fun. We made this movie under the title Robot, so all the actors would show up and do it. And then we changed the title to Killbots, and it played. We tested it in Phoenix in 12 situations, 12 theaters. We had a dozen prints, and it died. We don't know why it died, but it died. And Roger pulled the film back, and from the test engagement, he says, "I don't know what happened. This is a pretty good film. Let's run it in the screening room and see if we can get in any ideas." And there was a guy changing lights, a maintenance man, and he was sort of watching the movie as we were watching it. And we had a group of people in there, all think tank people, and the lights go up, and nobody's got a clue what to do. This guy turns and says, "Well, why don't you just call it Shopping Mall?" I looked at Corman looked at me, and I said, "Yeah, where half off is just the beginning. The shopping costs you an arm and a leg." That campaign was born right there, and we called all the prints back in, and we changed the titles, and we tested it again in the Shopping Mall, and it went through the roof. It taught me a big lesson about exploitation movies, that if you have the right title and the right perception with the audience, they'll go see it. If you have the wrong title, it could be the best film in the world, nobody will go. Anyway, I'm hogging the mic, so I'm going to give it over to Kelli. What do you remember?
So Kelli, you've worked with Jim quite a few times, and I believe you started with him on this movie.
Right.
You didn't start with me.
Start with
This is our first movie together. The other movies were, he would call me up and he would say, "I think it'd be funny if you and Tracy Lords were in a scene together, both wearing the same nurse's outfit. Come on down." And I would, because you're an actor and you're starving to death, and I'd come down and Jim says Roger always pays. A lot of people don't pay, but I knew for sure my check would clear, and that's how I became porno wife one day. It was another one of those.
It wasn't a porno film. She was just playing the porno wife.
Yeah. So that's how I ended up in there. And I had auditioned for Drink That Mama Part 2, and I didn't make one of the two girls. So they put me in at the end.
But Kelli's been in a lot of movies for me, and she's done a great job in all of them. This one's near and dear because we had so much fun making it. We had Roger had a caterer, Mama Cajun. We didn't know what was coming every night, like at 3 o'clock in the morning.
Didn't know what it was.
We had weasel strips, possum patties. My favorite was the dessert, which was whipped cream in a small paper cup.
Yeah, look at that. People figured there was something underneath the whipped cream, and there wasn't.
But it was so typical of Roger Corman at the time, so we still remember the possum patty very well. It was mystery meat, but meat like they call it. Whatever it was. Possum patties, weasel strips. And any questions? Yes.
Can you believe this is being shown now?
No. Did you ever think that we'd be standing here these years later?
I said, no. I said, well, there'll be 10 or 12 people there. It's midnight, it's Comic-Con weekend. And they're all at the Comic-Con. So, but they're not. Everybody's here. I'm glad. You know, I just showed this film in Texas about 2 months ago in Austin. And
I was there too. I also didn't say anything about the screening.
And it was packed there too. And I said, well, there must be something about it that people want to see.
Well, this movie did well on video cassette, right?
Yes, it did. Very well. Destron put it out, and then I think just now recently Lionsgate put it out and did a nice job, except they, you know, here's another eccentricity of the film business. Roger Corman owns the negative. Lionsgate owns the video release, but Roger didn't want to get it in print to make a new transfer without some money being transferred over, so they put out the old Lightning video version on DVD, which has pissed me off royally, but at least it got out there.
Great. Any more questions out there?
Yes.
You ever have trouble with the robots?
We don't have enough time. These things would break down every night. They wouldn't do what you wanted them to do. These are not little guys and robots. We had one robot that was totally radio controlled, and we had one that was controlled by wires, and one was a shell. We kept trying to mix them up and trying to hide the wires and stuff. So you never see more than 2 of them going at the same time. But I don't think that's... You know, I broke it up so well, I think that you're never going to notice that 3 of them never are at the same time.
Kelly, the IMDb page says that you did most of your own stunts in the 30 section. So A, is that true? And B, what kind of stuff?
I did, didn't I? I didn't.
The only thing she didn't do was the big fall from the 3rd floor to the tank on the back. I broke my rib. There was a big air balloon we put up in the center of the mall for the stunt guy to drop into, and I went up to the 3rd floor and I looked down and I said, whoa, that's a drop. And so I said, I want to try this anyway. So I went down to the 2nd floor and I jumped and I hit it and I still busted a rib. So I was walking around for a couple of days with, you know, in pain. But I was a nut. It was my first film. I was like, okay, I want to try this jump. And I told Kelly, I said, I won't let you do anything that I won't do first.
Yeah, that was the rule.
And there's a section in the movie where she breaks into a pet store, and this guy brought all these snakes, tarantulas, and they brought scorpions. So I let her put snakes on me, I let her put tarantulas on me. Put those little scorpions on. I said, no thanks, don't do it. So we held back on the scorpions. But the snakes and the tarantulas, she was quite a trooper. She did a great job with all that. Yeah.
What was the trick to making this into the cult, as far as the cult gathering, as far as marketing was concerned? Was that the intentions of Lionsgate or Corman?
I don't think you ever go into a film saying, oh, I want to make a cult film. You just make a film and you hope that people are going to like it.
Right, but post-completing.
But, you know, I'm glad people are here to see it, and I still enjoy it. I think it's a fun kind of a document from 1985. And it's short enough that you won't get too bored.
How was it like working with Dick Miller on the book?
He hated me.
Really?
I'll be honest, he hated me. He just couldn't wait to leave. And his wife was the script supervisor on the show. And I have this tendency to hurry people along because we only had a certain amount of time to do it, and he wanted all this time to prep and everything. And I said, we just hurried along a little bit, and he just got so pissed off. And I never worked with him again after that. But he's good in the movie.